god!
Someone on the back porch.
Welcome to MrFear. Here, we specialize in extra scary. We scare because we care. At MrFear, we filter through hundreds upon hundreds of videos to bring you only the most terrifying viewing experience imaginable. All of our videos are carefully hand-picked for their scare factor.
Like, bro, and then I see something.
And guaranteed to frighten. Don't believe us? Just watch. Unknown passenger. A boy and his family are celebrating his birthday down at the local amusement park. Little did they know that their seemingly perfect day would end with such terrifying sights. Take a look. The birthday boy and his brother occupy the first cart, while the rest of the carts are full of the rest of their family. The night is winding down now, and it's the last roller coaster ride of the night, so the family prepares for one final thrill. If you look to the back of the roller coaster carts, they are entirely empty. Again, the only 8 occupants on the coaster are the boy's family. So, upon reviewing the footage, they are shocked to find, well, a stranger lurking behind them. As they continue the ride, a figure can be seen occupying the very last cart. It's a human-shaped mass, but it's hard to make out any kind of features. One thing's for certain though, when the family boarded, it was empty. But as the ride continued, the figure seemingly manifested out of nowhere. Commenters say that very roller coaster sits atop a condemned roller coaster that has killed 2 people. Could it be the spirit of one of the unfortunate, doomed to loop for eternity? We'll leave that up for you to decide. Home Alone. Friends check up on each other. When you don't hear from a friend after a while, you go see if they're alright, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in this next video, as Javier decides that after hundreds of ignored phone calls and texts from his friend Antonio, he's going to go over to his house to see if Antonio is okay. What Javier finds is nothing short of terrifying. Watch. As Javier arrives, he knocks on the door. Nothing. Getting more frightened now, he yells for his friend. Nothing. Frightened, Javier jumps the fence and lands in Antonio's backyard. He finds the back door slightly open.
Antonio!
Weird. He decides to brave it and enters anyway. After searching the apartment, Antonio is clearly nowhere to be found.
Antonio, soy yo! Javier!
Javier opens another door he forgot to open on his first round.
Javier, boludo.
But as he does, it immediately slams itself shut. Strange. Terrified, Javier decides to leave to call the police. Just as he does though, his worst nightmare really begins. He begins to hear something behind him. Hoping it could be Antonio, he goes to greet him. As he does, he hears the door open. And a stranger's voice calls out his name. Not Antonio, a stranger. As Javier watches on, a pair of glowing eyes can be seen above the 7-foot doorframe. Javier notices it immediately, and having had enough, he runs outside, desperate for safety. What do you make of Javier's experience? Let us know down below. Raining spirits. While showing her mother a video of the heavy rainfall, a young girl who's at home alone is visited by someone or something. Look, first uploaded to TikTok, the girl in the video claims in her caption that this isn't the first paranormal experience at her home, and in no way does she expect it to be her last. She's reported all of the most typical signs: feeling like you're being watched, strange noises in the dead of night, and pets behaving strangely. And what she captures on video is a first, as it reveals some sort of shadow figure lurking behind her, which inexplicably moves as she pans over. What do you think it was? Some trick of the light, or something more sinister indeed? Hatman. A boy and his friends are gearing up for a special sleepover, but the group chat wants the lay of the land first. So he begins recording a video of his basement to show the buds what the downstairs is looking like, so they can all prepare for the big night. What happens next will genuinely shock you. Just watch. At first, the video is nothing too terribly special, just a typical suburban basement, nothing more. But when the camera pans over to his bedroom, the boy seemingly spots what can only be called the Hat Man, a silhouette of a man in a wide-brimmed hat. Now, the Hat Man is widely memed on the internet, but the origin of the Hat Man is very real and often appears to those suffering with sleep paralysis. But when he pans the camera back, the so-called Hat Man is gone. When he turns on the light, nothing even resembling the figure can be seen. Leaving us to question, how long has the Hat Man been haunting him for exactly? Brand new haunting. When a girl finally lands her own apartment, she's over the moon about it. She's an adult now, and she's loving the freedom. Unfortunately for her though, her brand new dream apartment isn't all it's cracked up to be. Let's watch. As she's guiding her mother through the new apartment on FaceTime, the lights begin to inexplicably flicker on and off. She's crying now, telling her mom that it is back.
I don't want to freak you out anymore. No, I think it's back.
Whatever it is, we're unfortunately about to find out. All of a sudden, several loud bangs are heard as something is knocking or tapping on the patio door glass.
There's someone on the back porch.
The bangs get louder, and two glowing eyes can be seen out of one of the window panes. That's not even the worst of it. The girl quickly runs to her room, slamming the door shut and attempting to hide out. A few moments later, what sounds like footsteps on the hardwood can be heard leading up to her bedroom. And seemingly stop right in front of her door. Someone knocks and she quickly opens it, revealing a shadow moving between a doorframe. The video cuts there, and the account it was posted to no longer exists. The shadow. Do you ever wake up feeling like someone or something has been watching you sleep all night? and every little noise in a quiet home feels a little menacing. That's the situation for this next video. Let's watch together. The video begins with a man, already wide awake, trying to figure out what he's been feeling for the last couple of nights. He's absolutely convinced that someone has been watching him sleep, and he intends to do something about it. He's now pacing the floor of the apartment, flashlight in hand, trying to find the source of his unease.
Es por eso, ¿no? Pero bueno, al final del día, como yo les digo, ¿no?
Finding nothing, he heads back upstairs.
No quieren creer, está chido, ¿no? No tengo ninguna bronca. Se escuchaban, les digo, voces, pero...
But upon climbing his staircase, he encounters a shadow of a figure of some kind.
Ay, su puta madre.
Faceless and eerily standing there, unmoving, he goes back to check again, worrying he was seeing things, and found that the figure had vanished. It gets worse though. Check it out. When he goes to check the storage room, he sees another shadow looking into the room from a high window.
Ni por la ventana, porque pues tiene los barrotes. Entonces pues no.
Moving ever so slightly, as if the shadow is attempting to hide. That's when the video cuts, and we are left leaving with more questions than answers.
Pues tiene los barrotes. Entonces pues no se puede.
Peekaboo. This one is going to be seared into your brain. At first, you might not think much of it. Trust us, we at MrFear did too. But the longer the video goes on, the more unsettling it becomes. Enough chatter, let's watch. The video begins with a woman and her phone pointed at her patio door. There's something there in the lower left-hand corner, and it keeps peeking in at her.
It keeps peeking in here on me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the...
At first you think, oh, that's clearly an animal. But the longer you look at it, the less you become convinced it's anything explainable at all. You can clearly hear the fear in the woman's voice. She's obviously unsettled.
Oh my goodness gracious, what the... Ain't nobody in the other room.
Whatever it is, it keeps opening its mouth, staring harder with its devious glowing eyes. The video ends there, but nobody can seem to come up with a worthy explanation of what happened here. Usually, Reddit is quick to debunk, but this one keeps head scratching.
It keeps peeking in here on me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the...
Back room. Getting a new job is stressful enough as it is, but when your workplace turns out to be haunted, what then? We'll find out in this next one. Watch carefully. The new employee in question is on his first night on the job at a downtown liquor store in a really old building. As he's closing up shop for the night, he begins to hear very loud banging noises coming from the back room.
So I'm hearing like noises coming from this back room.
He opens the door to look, but nothing is there.
As you can see, nobody's back here. Nobody's behind the door. Nobody just came out behind me.
The man leaves, as he's got work to do. But later, things take a turn for the worse. The pounding begins again, but this time, the door itself is open.
See, man, that's the stuff I'm talking about.
He approaches the door, but something quickly peers out at him.
Like, bro, and then I see something. Yo, if there's anybody in here, you need to leave.
Relatively unfazed, he marches on, but upon breaching the entrance, the cart in front of him moves.
If there's anybody here, go. Yeah, I don't know about this, man. I don't know.
And what sounds like a sort of long, low growl can be heard.
Yeah, I don't know about this, man. I don't know. What was that, bro?
He goes to turn on the light, but no one is there.
No, I'm out.
In case you're wondering, he did not return to his job the next day.
Like, bro, and then I see something. Yo, if there's anybody in here, you need to leave. So, if there's anybody here, go.
Linger longer. Something strange has been happening for a newlywed couple living in their brand new home. They apparently bought their home at a shockingly low price, and the reason for the discount becomes very, very clear. Take a look. A home security camera catches a strange apparition manifesting as the husband comes home from work. It initially looks like the spirit is opening the door for him, which, hey, if you want it to be haunted, hopefully it's a helpful haunting, right? The apparition itself is quite strange. It covers a lot of space and doesn't really take the shape of anything, just an ectoplasmic spirit hanging in midair. Later that same night, as the husband is leaving to go pick up a pizza, a spirit of some kind manifests behind him. Now taking the shape of a figure, with some going so far to say it looks like an old woman. What do you think is happening here? Let us know down below. House of Nightmares. You know things are bad when the dog starts acting strangely. It is said that both animals and children have a deeper ability to see and react to spirits. This next video just proves that as fact. Let's watch. The video begins with the family's dog barking at the basement door, while it seems to be opening and shutting on its own accord. The man stops on the landing, offers a hello.
Hello?
And the noises cease entirely. It stays silent for a moment or two, and then what sounds like loud, charging footsteps chase the man right back upstairs.
Oh my god!
For whatever reason, he decides to brave the basement again, and the opening and closing of the door begins yet again. Then, weirdly, it sounds like some kind of item being dropped on the floor, bouncing up and down until the noise dies down. Finally, sick of all the noises, he charges into the basement. Desperate to stop whatever is happening in his home, he goes to the door of one of the basement doors, but hesitates. Only to see the door fly open on its own accord. Here at MrFear, we firmly believe this couple should move. What do you think? Baby blues. A single mother and her only child live alone in the country, in the only house the single mother can afford. Turns out, the house is much worse than she initially bargained for. Take a look. The first clip is of the mother putting her toddler to bed. If you listen closely, you can hear someone, or something, whispering quietly. It's mostly unintelligible, but if you listen very carefully, you can hear it. Later, the mother begins to hear something strange again coming from her son's room. When she opens the door and turns on the light, she captures some kind of movement outside. Initially, it looks like a face peering in. The figure makes some kind of strange, erratic movements, until finally, the window begins to open a little. Whatever it is, it's trying to get inside. Mind you, this is a second-floor window. Whatever it is, the mother decides to call the cops. Though the sheriff searches the entire house from top to bottom, he finds nothing. Inside job. A break-in or a ghost encounter? What's worse? While you're thinking over that one, watch this next clip. In the dead of night, a couple hear loud, banging noises coming from their front door. Initially, they believed they were being burgled, so before even checking out the scene, they immediately call the police. The police arrive, and while they conduct a cursory search of the premises, they inform the couple they have a video doorbell and that they should review the footage while they search. The couple obliges and catches this strange sighting.
Something's in her f***ing window right there, bro.
Stop being hyper, please. It's scaring me.
The doorbell captures what looks like to be a figure already inside their home, quickly closing the blinds.
Something's in her f***ing window.
The footage is quick, but if you look carefully, you can see a figure peek out, turn its head, and then it quickly closes the curtain.
Something's in her f***ing window.
The couple, terrified, show the footage to the cops, who also turn out to be totally stumped by what just happened.
Please, it's scaring me.
Ready?
Yeah.
Something's in her f***ing window.
The face. There's something about this next one that really gets under the skin and refuses to let go. Take a look. A group of English ghost hunters are moving about a villa in Yorkshire with their brand new night vision cameras as they navigate the labyrinthian home. They begin to feel uneasy. The two are both nauseous, and it feels as if all the air has been sucked out of the room.
Using the night vision camera on the SLS, so that's why they're stood behind me.
As one of them turns a corner, what looks like a pale, expressionless face pops out in the middle of the frame.
Yeah. Well, all we can do is just keep going past and say, "Whoa! What
the?" The man is surely spooked, wondering if his partner got a good enough look at it. He didn't.
Did I just see something or am I imagining that? I don't know, let's go.
But when the two watched the footage back together, they both agreed they were never going to return to that home again.
They just keep going past and say, "Whoa! What the hell? Did I just see something or am I imagining that?" I don't know, let's go.